It is the second week of July. You walk into the grocery store, and the bin near the entrance is filled with watermelons. Round ones, oval ones, striped ones, dark green ones. Each one is $5, the large ones are $7. You pick one up, turn it back and forth in your hands, and have absolutely no idea where you are supposed to look. The young store employee does not know either. So you tap on the watermelon the way your father used to tap on them years ago, but you do not remember what kind of sound you are supposed to hear. You choose the one that looks the largest, hope everything will be fine, carry it home in your arms, then put it in the refrigerator. On Saturday afternoon, you cut it open in front of your family. The flesh of the watermelon is only pale pink, not deep red. The white part inside the rind is too thick. The seeds are still white instead of black, and the first bite is watery, mushy, almost tasteless. $5 is sitting on the kitchen counter, half a watermelon about to be thrown into the compost pile. You feed the worst part of it to the chickens because no one in the house wants to eat it. Now, I want you to think about this. Choosing a watermelon is not based on luck at all. It has never been luck. In the old days, every farmer's wife in this country knew exactly how to walk up to a pile of watermelons at a roadside stand and pick out the sweetest one in the bin every single time. They had a series of small tests before paying for it. And none of the tests were hard. And none of the tests cost a penny. Anyone in this country can learn the entire method in 10 minutes. And from then on, never bring a bad watermelon home again. I am Jacob Yoder, I am Amish, and I farm in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. My wife grew up choosing watermelons at the farm stand with her mother. Her mother learned it from her mother before her, and I will show you the 7 tests they taught us. The field spot, the tendril, firmness, the tapping sound, weight, shape, and webbing. That is the complete checklist of old farmers for finding a perfect watermelon. Pick up any watermelon in any store. Do these 7 tests in about a minute and a half, and you will know before putting it in the cart whether you are bringing home sweetness like sugar or just a disappointment. Now, let me show you how the old-timers chose watermelons. Test number 1, and this is the most important test of all, is the field spot. Turn the watermelon over. Every watermelon has a spot on its rind. That is where the watermelon lay on the ground while it was growing on the vine. The sunlight did not reach that spot. The air did not pass over that spot either. That is the only place where the watermelon touched the ground throughout the growing process. The color of that spot tells you almost everything. A deep yellow spot, creamy yellow, yellow like the color of fresh butter or heavy cream, means the watermelon stayed on the vine until it was truly ripe. The warm ground under the sun slowly turned that spot from green to white and then to yellow over many weeks of ripening. Deep yellow is the color you need to look for. A white spot, or one that is too pale and has no yellow at all, shows that the watermelon was picked too early. It left the vine before the sun and the ground finished their work. The flesh inside will be pale, watery, and almost tasteless. Skip it. A green spot, or almost no spot at all, means the watermelon was picked so early that it had not even had time to settle on the ground. Very bad. Put it back. This is the test that produce growers use when they walk through their own fields. If my wife and I go to a friend's produce stand and see that all the field spots are pale white, we will drive to another stand. No test is more important than this one. A deep yellow spot like butter is the best sign that a watermelon is ripe. Better than the tapping sound, better than weight, better than anything else. Remember that color. Yellow like butter, golden yellow, deep yellow. That is the color of the belly of a ripe watermelon. Test number 2 is the stem and the tendril. Look at the place where the watermelon was cut from the vine, the small stem at the top. Beside it on the rind, sometimes there is still a small curled tendril, a small piece of dried vine that once grew next to the watermelon. If the stem is brown and dry, and the curled tendril is also brown and dry, that means the watermelon ripened on the vine and was harvested when it was ready to leave the plant. The plant itself gave the signal. The watermelon vine pulled sap back from the stem. The tendril withered, and the farmer picked the watermelon right at the moment it wanted to be picked. That is the watermelon you need. If the stem is still green, or the tendril is still soft and green, the farmer picked that watermelon before it was ready, while the vine was still feeding it. Green stem, green tendril. Skip it. This test is harder at the grocery store because most stores cut the stems very short and the tendril is often gone. But if you buy at a roadside stand, at a farmer's market, or directly from the grower, this test is worth its weight in gold. Brown and dry means the vine let go on its own. Green means the person holding the knife let it go too soon. Test number 3 is firmness. Press gently on the rind of the watermelon with your fingers. Do not press hard. Just press lightly. A ripe watermelon will give way very slightly. You can feel a little softness beneath the rind, like when you feel a ripe peach give slightly under your fingers. The watermelon is full of water, full of sugar, and full of life. It has a slight bounce. An unripe watermelon is hard as a rock, with no give at all. When you press your thumb into it, the rind feels like green wood. An overripe watermelon, and this is also very important, will give way too much. It will feel soft and almost mushy. The flesh inside has begun to break down. You do not want that one either. What you need to look for is the right amount of give, just a little. Firm, but not hard as a rock. Like the slight resistance at the neck of a ripe pear. Once you have felt the difference between a hard, unripe watermelon and one with that small bounce, you will remember that feeling in your hands for the rest of your life. Test number 4 is tapping the watermelon, and this is the test everyone has heard of, but most people do it wrong. Pick up the watermelon. Place one hand on one side of it. With the other hand, tap firmly and decisively on the rind, or tap with your knuckles as if you were knocking on a door. Listen very carefully. A watermelon can make 3 kinds of sounds. A deep, hollow, low sound, like tapping on a barrel holding half a barrel of water. That means the inside of the watermelon is full of water. The flesh, light and firm. That is a ripe watermelon. The water inside is enough. The sugar has dissolved, and the sound rings out exactly as it should. That is the sound you want to hear. A dull, dead, flat thud, like tapping on a solid log. That means the watermelon is not ripe. The flesh inside is still dense, tight, and has not developed the loose water and sugar structure of ripeness. Skip that dull tapping sound. A soft, mushy, compressed sound, like tapping on a pillow. That means the watermelon is overripe and the flesh is beginning to break down. Skip that too. Listen for the hollow sound, ringing like a drum. Some people tap with their knuckles. Some people flick quickly and sharply with the back of their fingernail. Either way is fine. Once you have heard the difference between the deep ring of a ripe watermelon and the flat thud of an unripe one, your ear will recognize it on its own. Now, on to the final 3 tests. These are the tests that ordinary buyers often skip, but careful old-timers always check. Test number 5 is weight. Pick up the watermelon. Estimate its weight. Then pick up a second one of the same size and compare. A ripe watermelon should feel heavier than you expect for its size. The flesh is thickened with sugar and water. A ripe watermelon is about 90% water by weight, and that water is what gives it its weight. Heavy for its size is good. A light watermelon, one that feels almost hollow in your hands, compared with its large appearance, has lost water. Either it was picked too early and did not have time to develop fully, or it has been sitting in the store too long and has dried out. Either way, the flesh will be pale, mushy, and disappointing. This test is hard to do if you are only checking one watermelon with nothing to compare it to. So, pick up 2 watermelons of the same size and compare them in your hands. The heavier of the 2 is almost always the better one. My father taught me this many years ago, and it has not let me down yet. Test number 6 is shape. A good watermelon should have an even, balanced shape, with smooth curves, no large bulges or unusual flat sides. A round one should be evenly round. A long one should taper smoothly from one end to the other. Why does this matter? Because the shape of a watermelon is the record of how well the bees did their work on the watermelon flower. When the watermelon flower is well pollinated, many bees visit many times. The seeds inside develop evenly all around, and the watermelon grows into a smooth, even, balanced shape. The sugar is distributed evenly. The flesh ripens evenly. When the flower is poorly pollinated, few bees come by. The weather gets in the way, or the field does not have enough good pollinators. The seeds will develop unevenly. The watermelon will grow misshapen, lopsided, with flat sides or rough ends. The sugar will also be distributed unevenly. One side may be sweet, while the other side is bland and mushy. So, a round, even, balanced watermelon is one that has been visited by bees many times. That is a sweet watermelon. A bumpy, lopsided watermelon is one that had an uneven pollination process. The flesh inside will be uneven in the same way. This is one of the quiet truths from the field that most modern buyers have never heard. The bees are the ones that decide which watermelon is sweet. The shape only tells you what the bees thought of it. Test number 7 is webbing. The brown lines. Look closely at the rind. You may see thin brown lines, almost like a faint spider web running across the surface of the watermelon. Some people call them sugar lines. Some call them webbing. Some call them pollination scars. Those lines are worth their weight in gold. What are they really? They are small scars on the rind in the places where bees touched the flower many times during pollination. Each touch left a faint mark on the forming rind. Then that mark healed into a small brown line as the watermelon grew. The more webbing you see, the more bees worked on that flower, and the sweeter the watermelon. A watermelon with a lot of webbing, with many faint brown lines like spider webs spread across the rind, is almost certain to be sweet as sugar inside. A completely clean rind, with no marks, no webbing at all, means the bees did not visit much. Fewer lines, less sugar. Now, I want to stop for a moment because this is where everything connects. Look back at what we have just gone through. 7 small tests. The field spot, it must be yellow like butter, not white. The stem and the tendril, they must be brown and dry, not green. Firmness, it must have a slight bounce, not be hard as a rock. The tapping sound, it must ring deep and hollow, not be a flat thud. Weight, heavier than expected for its size. Shape, even and balanced, not lopsided. Webbing, the brown lines like spider webs on the rind, the more, the better. Walk up to a pile of watermelons at any farm stand or grocery store in this country. Spend 90 seconds doing these tests on each one you are considering. You will never bring another bad watermelon home for the rest of your life. You will walk past the misshapen ones with pale spots that other people still buy, and you will pick out the ones with spots yellow like butter, brown stems, tapping sounds that ring like drums, heavy in the hand, balanced, full of webbing, the sweetest sugar ones that farmers' wives of the old days always quietly knew how to find. And this is what I want you to understand about why this knowledge slowly disappeared. There is no money in teaching people how to choose a sweet watermelon. The store gains nothing from a buyer who knows how to look carefully. They want to sell you the lopsided watermelon with a pale spot for the same $5 price as the perfect one, and they do not want you to know the difference. Supermarket chains will not run ads telling you to look at the field spot, because then half of their inventory will sit there in the bin. So that knowledge slowly stopped being passed down from grandmother to mother, from mother to daughter, from farmer to buyer. And an entire country now stands in the produce aisle, choosing watermelons at random and hoping. You do not need to hope. These tests work. The bees, the sun, the vine, and the soil have left fingerprints on every watermelon you pick up. Read those fingerprints, and you will eat sweet watermelon every Saturday from June to September. So this is what I want you to do. This week, go to a farm stand if there is one near you, or to the produce section in the grocery store. Then walk through a pile of watermelons and do the 7 tests. Pick up 2 or 3 of them and follow what I said above. So, with just a few simple signs, we have learned how to choose a sweet watermelon. The old Amish way. Look at the field spot. Check the stem. Compare the weight. Observe the shape. And listen to the sound when you tap it. These small tips do not require machines or luck, just a little more patience in observing. Next time you go to the market or supermarket, try applying these methods and see whether the watermelon you choose is different. If you found this video useful, please hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss the interesting folk tips in the next video. Thank you for watching.